All right. Missed breakfast. I got some making up to do. Looks so good. Oh, hey Max. What's up, man? You want me to make you a plate? Oh, what's up, Jordan? How you doing? What you got there, man? That doesn't look like a very balanced plate to me. I don't know. Seemed pretty balanced when I brought it in here. No? No, man. I mean, like, you know, balanced in terms of the food groups. Haven't you heard of the My Plate system? This is my plate. What are you talking about? Again, not what I was talking about. I mean the My Plate, you know, that kind of replaced what used to be the food pyramid all those years ago. It's kind of like how we should break down our food consumption during the day, you know, based on the food groups and stuff. Ringing any bells? You know, I guess it'd probably be easier just to show you. I'm doing a video right now for GrowingGreat. You could just see and help me out a little bit. I think it'll give you everything you need to know. Okay, I'm kind of hungry. Does that mean I can't eat this right now, or how long is this gonna take? It won't take very long at all, just a couple minutes. You got me? All right, man, you got my interest. Let's see what you got. All right, cool, let's go. Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Max from GrowingGreat, and welcome back to my kitchen today. And if you're anything like my pal Jordan, then maybe you haven't heard of the My Plate system. Dietary recommendations seems like they're changing all the time, but I think we're going to get something a little simpler today. And many of you may have noticed this very colorful plate I have behind me, and it's going to help us in our activity, where we're going to be exploring with a little bit of math to find how the circumference and diameter of circles are related to each other and how pi is involved. So with all that said, let's go ahead and see what materials we're going to need for our activity today. And hopefully by the end, Jordan and you at home will have a better idea of how to correctly balance our plates. Alright, so first we're going to be using our plates instead of paper plates right now, but we just went ahead and already cut out a similar shape. So what we're going to be learning about today is the circumference, which is the distance around our circles, and the diameter, which is the distance across the center of our circles. We would be using radiuses, but because our sections of food groups are offset and not coming straight from the center, that would not make them radiuses. And we're not going to need that for the math part, so let's just go ahead and forget about that for now. So first, you can fold your paper over into half. And that, to me, is the easiest way to find the center line that we then can trace straight across to represent our diameter. And then from here, we're going to make slightly offset lines that are not radiuses, but still coming from our diameter. Straight line again. So our plate is going to end up looking a lot like this. And you see, we also have a circle cut out to represent our dairy group, which is our fifth food group that we want to have represented. So we're going to highlight our diameter in purple. So we measured our diameter and multiplied that by 3.14, which is the easiest representation of pi since it is an infinite decimal number. And so now, when we loop this around the perimeter of our plate, it should line up as the circumference, which we know is the distance around the plate. And there we have our circumference. So you see how pi was able to help us get the circumference because of how they are all related to each other. So let's try one more example. So for our second example, we went ahead and cut our plate out again. Folded it in half. which when multiplied by pi 3.14 would give us our circumference and the distance around the circle. So now let's check that. Just like that. All right, so now we have our plate. As you can see, this string wraps all the way around, thus our circumference. And since we multiplied our diameter by pi, 3.14, this should be exactly 3 diameters and just a little bit left over. Two diameters. 3 diameters. And this smaller part left over from our pie. Okay, so now that we have our plate offset and divided like it was supposed to, and we have our dairy section right here, can we guess where the other food groups are gonna go? According to the USDA, actually half of our plate is supposed to consist of veggies and fruits, and the largest section is going to be our veggies, which would make this smaller part fruits. And that is probably because fruits contain more natural sugars than you can find in many vegetables. And we always try to limit that even if they're naturally occurring. Our largest section, on the other hand, between grains and proteins, is going to be our grains, which leaves our bottom portion for protein. So now that we know which section goes where, we can go ahead to my bigger plate and get some actual examples in here. So now we have our 5 food groups labeled. Let's go ahead and give Jordan some more recommendations for a little bit of a healthier plate. So for our biggest section, which is the vegetables, we have cucumber. For our fruit section, we have sliced peaches. For our grains, we have frozen brown rice. For our proteins, we have garbanzo beans. And for our dairy, we have whole milk. Now that everything's represented in the plate, this is what we try to do to have a balanced diet as best we can. Make sure each meal has at least one thing from every food group. Well, I hope we all have a sense of what the 5 food groups are and a few examples that fall in there, and I hope you guys at home were really able to get kind of a visual idea of what the FDA is now recommending for our daily consumption. How about you, Jordan? Did this help out at all?
For sure, Max. This seems like it's not too hard to remember at all.
Alright, great. Love to hear it, man. Really gotta give a special thank you to Del Monte for sponsoring Growing Great's Veggies and Fruits program. And if you're interested in plenty of delicious recipes that maybe fall right into these categories, feel free to visit them at delmonte.com. And if you're maybe interested in plenty of other activities that could be available in your area, please email us right here. Well, that'll do it for our activity. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen today. See you guys next time. Bye.